Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by DraftKings 2021 Week 14 NFL Best Bets, trying to do better than we did last week. So I want to recommend that everyone smash the like button for the episode, subscribe to Mayo Media Network, and play in the best tournament on DraftKings, the Pat Mayo Experience Listeners League. The link is down in the description. No new show on Monday, but there will be a brand new Cust Corner. So if you subscribe to the newsletter, you might get that early in your newsletter on Sunday evening. Just saying, that's a possibility of what could happen. Joining me right now, coming off of a 1-2 week, but continues to run hot on his gold picks, improving to 11-1-1 for the year. It is Cam Stewart. Rob Pizzola is here as well.
Cam, you are like, the gold picks are on fire. It's to the point, like I mentioned this last week when you're breaking down Detroit, Minnesota. I'm like, I was going to pick Minnesota. I'm not going to go head to head with these gold picks because they've been pretty consistently good all year. There's something about your top play where you just read the board really well, something that stands out, and obviously some positive variance too, but credit to you, man. It's been a good run so far this year.
You know, Pizzola, I appreciate it because a lot of people are like, oh, blah, 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 you know, like me and you used to do shows before. It's so nice. Like I saw you do that like GIF with like you're feeding out money. And I'm like, listen, you know how hard it is betting in the NFL. And I appreciate that, man. But I'm going to say this week, I think this week is so tough. I'm looking for 3 games. I don't know if I can even find 3 games.
Yeah.
You get my drift?
I get your drift, man. I'm in the same boat as you. Last week I struggled. I put in a total as the third play, and this week I come into this show usually knowing at least what my like gold, silver, bronze are going to be. Sometimes I pivot based off of what your guys' picks are as well, but I actually have no idea what my bronze is going to be today. I think it's a rough card this week.
So 2-1 on gold picks, not thanks to me, thanks to you guys. 1-2 on silver, 1-2 on bronze, losing week in week 13. So that was the first one in a while. So, you know, listen, everyone's going to have their hiccups. Hopefully we can get it back together this time around. I will start off with the gold picks. I don't like where the line is at right now on DraftKings Sportsbook, and it seems to be a pretty common line. You can catch a -4 at other places, but for much higher VIG. But I'm going to stick with it because I did this 2 weeks ago, and when the Bucks line went up a point, I got off them, made them my silver pick instead of my gold pick, and they won in a rout anyway. I'm going to stick with the Dallas Cowboys, -4.5 on the road in Washington. Yes. Outside of running back, which is a pretty useless position, to be perfectly honest with you, in terms of, you know, moving numbers around, I just don't know where Washington is better than Dallas is on the field, especially coming off a 10-day break to get everyone else healthy. It opened at 3.5. It's now 4.5. I get it. Maybe being outdoors, being able to ball control, maybe Washington keep this close. Maybe they can continue their hot play, their momentum, because they've been really good over the course of the past month. I just don't think these teams are in the same class. I know it's a division game, but Dallas hasn't looked like Dallas in a while. This feels like a game where the worst part of Washington's defense is the back end. And they have yet to play a team over the past month, really, that can take advantage of them like Dallas can. So I think that Dallas in a rout goes into Washington.
I love it, Mayo.
And absolutely waxes them.
I love that pick because everybody and their mother, Pizzola, you know, people with their dogs, right? We're doing shows all week. Washington. It's like, you know what? Washington has injuries, and Dallas I think they can take advantage of those injuries. I love Dallas this week. Same as you, Mayo. I think that's a great. I love that pick. I think Dallas wins this game by 13 points.
Have we had a double gold like agreement on gold picks yet this year? And
we both took Cam and Carolina 2 weeks ago.
Okay, well, let's forget about that.
Is it diamond?
I'm taking Dallas as my gold pick as well. I love the Cowboys this week. I like this line to me. Open short, still is short. Should be closer to a touchdown. I think Washington has hit their peak in market. Like everyone thinks Washington's good now.
I agree.
And like the thing is, they were never as bad as they were for the first 9 weeks of the season. They were very unlucky on late downs. They couldn't get off the field on third down. On defense, they couldn't pick up a third down on offense. Now the last 5 weeks, they're actually first in late down success rate, both offensively and defensively. So they've gone from one extreme to another. They're probably somewhere in the middle. Dallas, on the other hand, like the perception of them is that it's probably about as low as it has been all year, but there's been so many moving parts on offense, right? Like they had Dak Prescott injured, Amari Cooper, COVID, CeeDee Lamb concussion, their left tackle, Tyron Smith, was in and out of the lineup. They finally get a full strength offense against a very exploitable Washington secondary. Washington was supposed to get Montez Sweat back this week. He's a good pass rusher. He's got COVID as well, positive COVID test. So that's a blow to them. And then like the Dallas defense, Randy Gregory's back in the lineup this week. This is a defense now. It's going to have Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Micah Parsons all on the field together at the same time. 3 very, very good pass rushers. I don't think the Washington offensive line is going to be able to hold up against this pass rush. So I think this is a short number. I'm making the Cowboys my goal as well.
Can we make it a trifecta, Cam?
This one, guys. I got something special for you. The Seattle Seahawks are my team. But I'm going to tell you this. This game this week versus Houston, I don't care if Pizzola's quarterbacking. I don't care if Pat Mayo's quarterbacking. I don't care if my stupid Russian neighbor is quarterbacking this game. You're telling me that the Seahawks are laying 7.5 in this game? Crap. I love this team, but I'm going to tell you, Pizzola, and you know this too. Bad line. Seattle's going to go on the road. Why, you think they're going to blow these guys out? My gold pick this week is the Houston Texans, baby. You guys got Cowboys. I got Texans. I'm going to tell you, hey, Pizzola, Mayo, Seattle might lose this game outright. I'm going to take the set. Well, actually, on DraftKings, it's 8.5.
8.5.
Oh,
yeah. You're
the line.
You're doing the opposite. Yeah.
No. It's
wow.
8. I hope I'm not like falling into a trap. 8.5. Oh, yes. I don't care who's quarterbacking. I really don't care. Like, I'm telling you, the Seahawks on the road to win by 9 points. Pff, give me a break. Give me the Houston Texans, baby. I love this pick. And I love your guys' pick with the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to beat Washington by 13.
We need to get DraftKings Sportsbook on the line to give us like some sort of like boost for if people want to play the best bets, like parlay of the week, just the Lone Star parlay, Dallas Texans, and boost it up to
love it.
4.5 to 1 or something.
I agree, Mail. That's what you do. You take the Texans, you take the Cowboys. Hey, you know what, Pizzola? I'll give you credit. You've stuck by your team all the time. Remember that night we went to the bar when the Saints beat your team? Oh, I've never seen you angry before, but that night, like, I saw like a vein in your head, and like there's a lot of idiots at that bar. I should have knocked that guy's teeth out too.
That was like probably 8 years ago, I would say, at Hoops, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Where it was like a Thursday night football game. The Cowboys lost to the Saints, but I have stuck with my team, but I did film a video of me trying to sell my Cowboys gear when they traded for Amari Cooper, which thankfully does not exist on the internet anymore, because in hindsight, it was pretty bad. But like, I was very fed up with the team at the time because I thought they should be rebuilding. And instead they were trading away draft picks to bring in, like, Amari Cooper had the most drops in the league the year before. So in hindsight, I was wrong, but it's been rough, Cam. Like, I mean, it's a little bit of karma because I only really cheer for the Cowboys because when I was growing up, they were the best team. And I wanted to cheer for like a winning team. My dad hated the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm like,
I love your
screw
dad.
you, Dad. You know,
I know what I love about your dad. He's like me at the track. Aqueduct, a horse with like 3 legs. He's like, come on, Cam, we can do. Your dad is actually, you don't understand, Pat. Pizzola's dad is one of the best horse cappers I know. He is so good. That's where, know it, Rob? That's where you get it from. Your dad is a sharp cat. Like, he's very smart.
Can I tell you the honest truth?
Okay.
He picks the winners in the races by picking a license plate on the way into the track, and he bets the numbers that are on the license plate. It seems to work for him. I don't know.
No, I got one for you. Remember that? What was it? Breeders' Cup.
Yep.
Who's the guy that's bagging that hot chick? He's a cook. what's his name again? Bobby Flay.
Bobby Flay.
Oh yeah. Okay. And me and your boy from Woodbridge were there. I'm like, come on, pizza. God, like pizza. You know what? Pizzola, sometimes you bet on names of horses, it wins. That horse was 12-1. We made a killing.
Yep.
A killing.
If there's ever anything related to sports betting in the horse's name, you better believe I'm going to bet it. There was a horse once I hit called Gambling Spirit, 50-1. Like, you see Gambling Spirit, that horse could come out with, like, you know, scars and surgery marks on the knees. It doesn't matter. I'm going to bet that horse regardless. Doesn't make a difference. I mean, there's something about those horses, man. The name stands out to you.
You know what it is, guys? People go, you're an idiot for betting horses with names. All the horses I bet with names, I've done better than looking at the program and going, ooh, I'm going to break it down tonight, right? You know what it is, Pizzola. Who makes the program?
Well, at the end of the day, like, unless you have some sort of sophisticated model that can break down all the information in this program, it's going to be meaningless to you. Like, some people like to do the work because it feels like they feel like they're giving themselves a chance by going through that and looking the practice times and, oh, this guy ran on this surface and he's moving up in class.
Shit.
Honestly, go flip some coins, because that's basically, you have the same chance if you're flipping coins.
Let's get to the silver picks. Pizzola, you can lead off on this one.
Okay.
I love Mayo. He's the best.
Mayo is pretty good. He's a top-notch host, that Pat Mayo.
Professional
for sure. But he has the entertaining qualities as well. Like, he's not all strictly business all the time. You know what I'm getting at?
When I talk bullshit about, like, hey, I'm choking on popcorn and stuff, Mayo was like, oh, okay, well, let's talk about other things that you might be choking on. Like, Mayo is not just a great host, he gets it and he listens. I'm going to tell you, Pizzola, I work in this business for a long time. A lot of people, they never listen. Mayo gets it. That's why he's top of the food chain. He's great.
I don't have any bad things to
thank
say
you,
about
Cam.
that.
You're making me blush. Is this because I'm coming up to Toronto this
I'm sorry,
weekend?
Mayo. Like, I've had about 30 vodkas tonight, but even if I had one, I'm going to tell you, I've always loved Pat Mayo. And I'll tell you another story about this guy. When I started working at Fantasy, I'm like, who is this guy? I see him on his computer, and he's editing, like Pizzola. He's editing shit by himself. I used to do it like reel to reel, like razor, but this guy, Mayo, does more shit by himself. And I work with people who produce shows, producers. You can't even pick up a phone call. Mayo does more by himself than like a team of people do. Like, all I'm going to say is he gets it. He's a very, very solid man. Number one.
Put this right at the front of your demo reel, Pat.
That's
one
it.
day if you need it, man.
Listen, I feel like I'm going to need it pretty soon. So Cam's kind words, I'm hoping sells. Cam's better at selling me than I'm better at selling. Than I'm
honestly, Mayo, I've worked with a lot of people. You're one of the best. Like, I used to watch you at Fantasy Sports Network and go, fuck, this guy is so good. He just gets it done. I know you floss your teeth a lot, but I was like, okay. But you're cutting tape left, right, and center.
He only flosses his teeth twice a day, in the morning and at
I
night.
would say
that's come up on the show before.
4 times a day. 4.
I'm getting emotional listening to this.
In fairness, at the office, if I was going to go on camera and I had just eaten, I would do a quick floss to make sure I had nothing in my teeth.
Damn right.
That was just good preparation on my part. Pizzola,
you also want to prevent headaches, of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we found out that was actually true. So
it is true. Yeah,
medically true. Do you have
that guy on Twitter even said, I'm like, this guy's so full of shit. But Mayo, he was right. If you floss your teeth, you get headaches. I don't understand it. How? How?
It opens up. I don't understand the science either. I didn't go to school for science. I was horrible. I used to skip like chemistry class and stuff like that when I was younger. So I don't get it. But it seems like there's some documented research that supports this.
Well, the whole theory behind it is when you floss your teeth, and I think I've been over this, that it creates more space in between your teeth than people who don't floss. So when you get things stuck in your teeth, it creates too much pressure in between your teeth because there's not usually anything pressing up against it. Therefore, it ends up causing headaches. Anyway, Pizzola, give me a silver pick.
Okay. Buffalo Bills. plus 3.5.
That's
minus
my.
one.
love
This
it.
is my silver pick.
Well,
That's my bronze pick.
Okay, so everyone's like overreacting to Monday Night Football, right?
I agree.
You know, you have this game where there's nothing to take away from Monday Night Football. You have a game where the Bills played in conditions that put them at an extreme disadvantage against the other team. The Bills can't run the ball. They don't stop the run well. Guess what? They lost. Okay, now they go to Tampa Bay. Weather's going to be like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, pretty balmy, like 25 Celsius or whatever. Minimal winds on Sunday. And I just like the matchup for them. Like, I don't like that Jamel Dean is practicing for Tampa Bay. I'd rather him be out. But regardless, I think that the Bills can go four wide, spread the field, throw the ball on this secondary. The receivers can win one-on-one. And then on the other side of things, Buffalo has like the personnel on defense that historically would be the defense that we say gives Tom Brady trouble. Like, obviously the loss of Tre'Davious White is going to matter for the Bills defense. You can't just replace a guy like that. But Buffalo doesn't blitz a lot, and they still lead the league in pressure rate. They get a pressure on 30% of dropbacks. That's first in the NFL. So this is how teams have beat Brady in the past. They rely on their D-line to generate pressure. They drop a bunch of defenders into coverage. The Bills are susceptible to the run. They faced three teams that have run the ball well this year. That was Indy, Tennessee, New England. They lost those games, but Tampa Bay passes the ball more than any team in the NFL. 67% of plays. The Bucs don't want to run the ball on every down and run the ball down the Bills' throat. They want to pass to win. So I can't get to 3.5 here. Like 3, I would understand. I would argue that this game should even be closer to 2.5. I think this is a big overreaction to that Monday Night Football game. I like the Bills to keep it close or win the game.
Love it.
I'm with you on this one. And it's weird because Feinberg and Cust and I were talking about the Bills in the context of when they were playing Indianapolis. And it was the outdoor game at the Ralph or whatever the fuck it's called now. And the Bills are basically an indoor team. They are a good conditions team. They don't want to muck it up in the cold.
You're right, Mayo.
And grind
you know what
it
they
out.
are? They're great on turf. They're great in domes. Like, the thing is, they don't even want to play. They're the opposite of what they should be. They're wicked in like beautiful, pristine conditions. When they go to Buffalo, disaster. You get it?
I get it. Well, they don't. The Bills want to pass the ball. Like, it's been obvious for the last several seasons. Brian Daboll, their offensive coordinator, recognizes that they have some very good receivers.
He's a bit of an idiot, though. He's a bit of an idiot.
I like Daboll. I think he had a better year last year than he's having this year, but I'm not going to put it all on him either. Like, Josh Allen has regressed. He's missed some throws.
It's true.
Teams are playing the Bills a little bit differently, very similar to the way that they're playing the Chiefs. So, yeah, I mean, I think he probably should have. It's unfortunate he didn't get a head coaching job last year because he's probably not going to get one this offseason. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to call him an idiot. I think other teams have, like, I don't want to say even figured them out. He's just kind of stuck in his ways right now. Let's put it that way.
So I am going with the Buffalo Bills plus 3.5 as well as my silver pick. These are the only two games that I've actually bet so far this week. I grabbed Dallas at minus 3.5, Buffalo at plus 3.5. And it was as soon as the hook became available on Buffalo, I was like, oh, here we go. This is not the direction that I thought this was going to go in. Because I thought when I opened the spread, I thought it was going to be -2 Tampa Bay. So I was really surprised it opened at 3, and then it started drifting towards Buffalo. But I guess it's sort of like the play against how bad they were on Monday. It's a lot like the Dallas play in Washington, where that spread should be bigger, yet people are on Washington because how well they've been playing right now. It's a lot of recency bias baked into both of these lines, I think. And listen, they're off by like a point and a half, whatever it might be, at least in my judgment. Doesn't mean it's going to cover, but it does seem like we do have an opportunity to get more points than we probably should. Are you guys familiar with Scott Stewart, Stewie, on Twitter by chance, Pizzola?
I don't believe so.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
The guy with the beard?
Yeah. So Stewie qualified for the Yahoo World Championships of daily fantasy. He is in there this week in Vegas. I just wanted to give him a very special shout out. We're all rooting for you at the Pat Mayo Experience and Mayo Media Network. Go bring home $1 million, Stewie. That'd be awesome. Cam, do you got a silver pick?
Damn right I do. Listen to this one. Pizzola, I'm going to blow your mind. Mayo, Cleveland Browns. Here's the thing. The Baltimore Ravens, whatever. I took them last week. Pizzola, Billy the Doorman, sent me 17 texts saying how much of an idiot I was to take like a favorite. Like I'm like, okay. Here's the thing. Baker Mayfield, rest. The Baltimore Ravens suck. Marlon Humphrey's out. The rest of that team's out. And you get this guy healthy. What's that line on FanDuel? Is it 2.5?
Cam, I'm going to have to tell you.
3?
At DraftKings right now, it's Cleveland -3 +1.
Oh, God, help me, Pizzola.
I will help you. We'll get you a bet
Give me a
stamp
2.5.
account so you
Give
can
me
get
a 2.5.
Yes, but we'll give you. There's 2.5s on the board. I'm looking right now, so we'll give you a 2.5.
2.5 is
Pat
good.
Accepts it. Yeah, 2.5 is good.
I know what, Mayo. I'm a disgrace when I do this show because I'm always like going other places, but I'm going to tell you this. The Cleveland Browns, Mayfield sucks, but now he gets time. Your boy, hey, Pizzola, I respect you so much as a human being. Like, oh, Stefanski's such a good coach. This guy is an idiot. Run Chubb, run the backs, and set up Mayfield because he can't be the star. But I'm going to tell you one thing about Baltimore. They're horrible. Cleveland Browns, this is a great spot for them this week. I think they win this game by 13 points. Give me Cleveland. Silver, Pat.
I have to defend Stefanski one more time. So
Please
the reason
don't.
that they don't run the ball is because other teams stack the box against. They are forcing Baker Mayfield to beat them, and he can't beat them. That's what's happening. I understand, but if you're game planning against Cleveland, do you think you're going to say, okay, let's just let's let Cleveland run the ball? No, what's happening is these teams are putting 8 guys in the box. They're stopping the run. They're making Cleveland throw.
Well, what do you think about this week with Baker Mayfield getting rest for all of his injuries? And I'm going to tell you something. Baltimore's not that good. I like Cleveland this week.
So I don't have an opinion on the game. I kind of like leaned Cleveland slightly. If Njoku is out for the Browns, they're missing 2 of their top 3 tight ends. Harrison Bryant's already out. He has a high ankle sprain. They love to do like these 3 tight end packages, and that's actually where they've been the most successful on offense this year. I think that's going to hurt their offense because I don't have a strong lean on the game. If you told me Baker Mayfield was going to be healthy, which is possible because he's had a week off, where we no longer see his like shoulder causing an issue or whatever, I would play the Browns. But I've seen this dog and pony show how many times this year where this guy can't make a throw.
You're right.
And
so what do you want me to do? Take the Falcons?
No. I'm not talking you off a pick. I don't have a strong opinion on Baltimore.
I'm taking Cleveland.
Yeah, you make your picks. I'm not talking you off of one. I just can't bet Cleveland for those reasons. That's all I'm saying.
I think the Ravens suck. I think the Ravens are the most overrated team in the NFL. They should have 3 less wins than they have. They have a wicked field goal kicker. Yep. And I respect Lamar Jackson. What are you going to do? Just run around all day? This team stinks. And they also have no secondary help right now. Humphrey's out for the season. Yep. Give me the Browns.
Are there any elite teams in the AFC?
Patriots?
Are the Patriots elite, or have they just been like, think about what
Kansas City's still elite?
I would say the Patriots are currently elite by comparison to the rest of the AFC teams.
I agree, Pat.
They're just solid.
The Patriots, they had the win game.
What about Kansas City? Are they elite?
I like if I'm picking an AFC team to go to the Super Bowl, I'd probably still take the Chiefs as much as their offense has struggled. But I don't think that who's
the good dark horse? Colts, if they get in, because they can run.
Maybe
in the winter.
I think the whole AFC playoffs is like an entire crapshoot anyway. So whoever gets in has a chance.
I think we should be looking at the Titans right now because the Titans are gonna get in, and then all of a sudden they might just have everyone back.
They're getting no respect right now.
True, and Derrick Henry could be back for the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's because that offense has fallen off a cliff without AJ Brown, Derrick Henry. They get Julio Jones back this week, but yeah, sorry to derail this. You are the host, Pat, and I'm sorry to take this off track, but. Yeah, the AFC, I look at these teams every week. I'm like, oh my, like anyone could win this conference, and none of these teams are actually great. I can't remember a season like this in a long time.
Well, are we at it? Are we at it?
What do you guys think about the Jaguars? I'm going to ask one question and I'll shut up. What do you think about the Jaguars against the Titans this week?
I took the points as like a pick. I would not put real money on that game.
I mean,
Okay.
I can echo exactly what Pat said. Like, if you force me to pick the game, I'll probably take the Jags, but with my own real
Not
money,
with like $500 or anything like that. Okay.
it's not going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm having problems with a bronze pick. Cam, do you have a bronze pick?
You're damn right I do.
What is
Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills.
Oh, there we are.
It's like you guys. I'm going to tell you something. That game last week, whatever. Everybody's greasing Tom Brady. Sports Illustrated Player of the Decade. Everything's going great. You know what I learned about the NFL? All those pregame shows, whoever they grease, go on the opposite side. The Bills were horrible last week. Horrible game plan. McDermott, stop fighting all the time. Like you can yell at a referee, but not for 30 minutes. He was out of control last week. Hey, Pizzola, do you think we got anger issues? That guy was just concentrate. I understand. Josh Allen has some issues, but I'm going to tell you something. This is a perfect situation for the Bills. Pristine conditions. No rain, no sleet, no nothing. They're going to battle Tampa Bay. They win outright. Give me the Buffalo Bills. I love that pick. And you guys are on it too. Bills, Browns, Texans.
Well, there's no common theme there. You got like a human in the Texan and then a couple animals. Although the Browns, we could debate what the Browns.
I told you he was a dog, but you think
Well,
he's a leprechaun.
I'm
not saying that.
Aren't the Bills a person?
The Bills are a buffalo.
No, Buffalo's the Buffalo. Bill is Buffalo
Buffalo's
Bill.
the city.
Isn't Buffalo
Bill,
Buffalo
no,
Bill?
but a bill is like a mini version of a bison. Like he's in the pasture. Don't you think?
Is that true?
Part of I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. Is it?
What
Would you
the
consider
fuck
it part
is-
of,
what the fuck is a bill? All I know is I pay a lot of bills for the bullshit cable service I get every month. But what is a bill to you, Pizzola?
I think the bill is an animal in
Yeah.
some capacity.
He's a bison.
Yeah, I think a bison is a good comparison.
No, so the Buffalo Bills were named after a popular barbershop quartet whose name was a play on the famed maybe that's not correct, Wild West showman Buffalo Bill Cody.
Are you
But
serious?
the
serious,
logo
Mayo?
itself.
The logo is a buffalo because they play
were
in Buffalo.
named after a barbershop quartet?
Apparently, according to Wikipedia.
Sounds like bullshit to me. Anyway, they're a buffalo. They're an animal. And I think I'm going to tell you this week, they're going to go up into Tampa Bay and they're going to fuck those turkeys up.
Pirates. They're going to fuck up those pirates.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing, Pizzola. You know the NFL. Ooh, storyline. They're greasing Tom Brady like you've seen this story today. Player of this, was it of the decade? They're doing a Sports Illustrated thing, documentary. Perfect time to take the Bills. That's all I'm saying.
I will say, if I had just crossed the Tom Brady game off of my list every single week for the last 2 decades since he's been playing,
Would you do well?
I would probably own like private island in the Caribbean. Like, I lose betting against this guy all the time. It's happened for 2 decades, but this is the week. We're not going to see those cannons firing too often. Hopefully. I hate that cannon. I've talked about
I
this
hate
cannon.
the cannon too.
Hate the cannon, especially when you bet against the Bucks and they're firing that cannon on the touchdowns. Oh man, that's pain.
What team, Pat, has fucked you more than any other team this year or like in the last little while? For me, the team that has always fucked me is the Rams. Except for
Rams.
last week.
Yeah, I'm bad at the Rams too.
Feels like the Rams are easier to figure out because whenever Matt Stafford plays a good team, he turns into a pumpkin. And whenever he plays a bad
You're
team,
right,
he just lights
Pizzola.
them up.
He's overrated. Big time.
Instead of having a buffalo on the helmet, what if they just took Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs? And they just had a guy with a sack tucked back a little bit being like, now that would be a nice marketing tie-in if there was like a remake of Silence of the Lambs,
I
potentially.
got to tell you guys
Possibly,
something.
but like a serial killer on the helmet, I don't think is going to do it.
Oh, I got no problem
the
with serial
community.
killers, guys who knife people, but I'm going to tell you this. McDermott last week was out of control. All he did the whole game was man, like to the refs. Like, relax, dude. Like, Hey, Pizzola, I get frustrated. You get frustrated. Mayo gets frustrated. He was brutal last week. He was so into anger and just dealing with the refs. It's like the Buffalo's game plan against New England sucked rocks.
Yep. Hopefully the Buffalo Bills treat Brady like Buffalo Bill did with that the woman in the van, where he's like, "Oh, how come help me move the furniture into the van?" That's what I want to happen to Brady this week.
Who Pocahontas?
No. Silence of the Lambs.
I'm sorry. Silent. Yeah, that guy. Okay.
Roberto,
Sorry.
do you have a bronze pick?
Not really, but I'll pick one anyways.
Don't take the one that I have. Just please don't do it.
Can I guess, Pizzola? Can I guess?
If you guys guess, I will actually e-transfer you.
Please.
I'll e-transfer me $500 if you guess what my next pick is.
San Francisco.
I was going to say I'm picking Arizona -2.5. So that's mine.
Okay.
Give me San Francisco.
That was a decent guess, Cam. I considered it. But the reason I said this is because it's very unlike me what I'm going to be doing here.
Falcons
I'm actually,
+2.5.
I'm
Falcons?
taking the Chicago Bears.
Oh, God.
I like it too. I love the Bears this week.
I'm not going to come here and make an argument for the Bears are going to win in Lambeau or whatever.
We're going to cover
X's and O's, but from a pure line value standpoint, okay, we got the Packers 12.5 this week. When they played earlier this year, the Packers were -6 in Chicago. There's not much home field advantage in the NFL this year, arguably a point. So you can't swing this like another touchdown in the Packers' favor.
Chicago played well to them third quarter.
They did. I bet the Packers in that game, so I was on the opposite side. But you're right, Cam. It's not like the Packers were ever able to build up a big margin in that game. And then we look back to just last week. What was the number with Arizona, Chicago last week? It was close 7.5 with the Cardinals favored in that game. And now all of a sudden, a week later, you're getting Packers 12.5. Yes, there's a change of venue, but on top of that, we have bad conditions in Green Bay on Sunday night. Is it Sunday night? Pretty sure it's Sunday night football. Why the Bears in Sunday night football? What is happening here? Enough of the Bears in prime time. But anyway,
exactly.
That it's going to be windy. That while the Packers do know how to play in the wind, it is more conducive to a lower scoring game, which helps the underdog a little bit more as well. So
can I defend your pick, Pizzola?
Go ahead.
Let's remember one thing. And everyone's going to look at Arizona dummying the Bears. Andy Dalton is a ginger with bad luck. And I'm going to tell you, he marched up and down the field. Pizzola, do you see what happened in that game? Every time he got close, pick. Other way. Pick.
There was a pick six in that game.
That's what I'm saying.
No. There was not a pick six. There should have been
Fumble
three.
six?
No, but close.
There should have been three, but there was none.
But here's the thing. He moves the fucking ball. That's the whole crazy. Anyway, it's Fields this week.
Fields
this week. I love the Bears this week. I think they lose this game by 4.
I'm not loving the Bears. I preach, no problem gaming here. Don't bet with outside your limits. This is not a strong play for me, but this number cannot be what this number is, in my opinion.
That number should be what? 8?
10, 9.5, something like that. There's 9.5. I just based off of what we saw exactly 1 week ago. Think about just the market, efficient market in the NFL. We saw the Cardinals 7.5 on the road. That means that if the game was in Arizona, you're likely looking at 9.5. Now, all of a sudden, we're saying the Packers are a field goal better than the Bears. Than the Cardinals. I don't think so.
I'm with you.
So, yes, this is a good reason to watch Sunday Night Football too. Or else I'd probably just watch the finale of Succession anyways. To be honest, I'm not really interested.
I have HBO stuff.
Yeah, I have not.
My chick's into it too.
I have not watched last week's episode yet, so please do not ruin it for me, Rob.
I will not ruin it for you. That's it. We can stop talking about. But every now and then, I spend all day Sundays watching NFL. My wife doesn't want to watch NFL Sunday Night Football unless. Sometimes if we have action on the game, she'll be like, who are we cheering for?
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to give them, a week.
I agree.
Some Succession, some Curb, maybe some Dexter if we got time later on.
Yes. That's what I like to watch. I like to watch Dexter. And I'm going to tell you something. At night, Cold Case Files and City Confidential, it's back on A&E strong.
I've actually heard that they brought back American Justice too. Is that true?
It better be. And Bill Curtis better be the MC or I'm going to snap.
Well, my bronze pick this week, sirs, is going to be Monday Night Football.
Give it to me, Mayo. Give it to me.
It's the Arizona Cardinals. And if you look at any sort of...
Sorry, I was doing the Cam Cardinals. He always does that.
Oh, hold on. Peep. It's Cardinal. Yeah. The Rams are so overrated. Whatever.
The numbers will tell you that they're probably the best team in football. I don't necessarily agree with that because I watch Matt Stafford play and I feel like they dummy bad opponents all the time. And Arizona's going to get in his face. He's going to do something stupid. I would just rather have Kyler Murray. I would.
I agree.
Like, you put Kyler up against Stafford, you're giving me less than a field goal at home. I've already watched the Cardinals go into LA and beat up the Rams earlier this year. I just think that there's too much speed on the offensive side of the ball and really the defensive side of the ball for the Cardinals. That's where their greatest advantage
Great pass
is.
rush. Great pass rush.
I mean, they can't stop the run, but when you're up by 10, who cares?
Yep.
Hey, Pizzola, what's your opinion of Stafford? Overrated?
Well, it depends. Like, I don't know how you can only say overrated or underrated if you understand how they're being viewed in market.
I understand that, but he like, really, what has he done?
Stafford, in my opinion, is an above average quarterback. He's nowhere near an elite
Slightly
quarterback.
above.
Yeah.
Slightly above.
But since his days in Detroit, I mean, it's been very, very consistent that he is able to beat up on bad teams. And whenever he takes a step up in class and goes up against better defenses, he tends to struggle. And that's been the MO now for a long time, his entire career. So
one question, who's better? Cousins or Stafford? Cousins. I think Cousins is better.
I think Cousins is better too.
I think that
Thank you.
Like, if we were to rank them, they'd probably be back to back on whatever the rankings.
You're right, Mayo. They'd be like, right. But I'm going to tell you, people rag on Kirk Cousins. Oh, he's such a loser. Like, have you seen the throws that guy made tonight? Perfect. Yeah. Cousins is good. He gags sometimes, but Stafford gags too.
Cousins is put into bad situations by Zimmer a lot.
I agree.
Zimmer is more of the
old school defensive coach.
Although he has his girlfriend is very attractive. I don't know. Zimmer is.
You're right. Can you believe Zimmer's banging that chick? That's like that can't even be real. Like, she is a smoke show.
I had to do a double take. I'm like, I mean,
Pat, have you seen this stuff?
I've seen it.
Mike Zimmer goes, "Hey, honey, are you feeling frisky tonight?" It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can't believe that guy bangs that chick. It's shocking.
Is there any better person on earth who should, like, I mean, you don't really see it in football. I don't know if they allow it or not, but he should be wearing like Cialis, the sponsorship.
I agree.
Instead of Vikings logo.
Yeah. Like Cialis on the side. Like, yeah, I agree. Blue pill all day.
Get some Roman. So some GetRoman.com. There we go.
Oh, man.
That's the guy's chick.
Yep.
That's bullshit. She is milking this guy for his salary.
I'm not going to make a judgment to each. I don't know what she's into. Maybe she's into older men.
What? It is. Hey, I have a feeling that Dalvin Cook might be playing this week, honey. What's he bringing to the table, Pizzola?
Well, maybe she's in like a super high roller fantasy league and she needs to know who to start from the Vikings every week.
Zimmer ain't going to give you the proper information. That's for sure.
He definitely won't. Zimmer.
Zimmer's so past his prime.
How does every Vikings game turn into a? I don't like.
That's the thing. They should have murdered those guys by 40 points, and it even got close. They won by 8, and they could have lost that game. Are you kidding me?
They would have. They probably. I mean, I don't want to say probably would have lost. That's not right. But like, if Chase Claypool doesn't celebrate a first down for like 15 seconds,
my hero
with no
my
timeout.
Personal hero. I love it. Celebrate all you want, Chase. I had money on the Vikings.
I did too, Mayo. Chase Claypool is a disgrace to Canadian people.
No, I'm going the other way on this. I like that we finally have some Canadians with some personality out there in the sports world. This is what we need.
Okay. Let's talk about Chase Claypool. Made a mistake, gets in a guy's face, pokes him in the eye, 15-yard penalty. Huge play that could have set them up. Can't even pick up a block. Chase Claypool was a disaster tonight. Disaster.
You really have to wonder, though, if he would be better if they just played music at practice for him.
Exactly. Like,
might as well.
Let the guy go. That's all he wants.
Yeah, he just wants to have fun at practice and listen to some music. Maybe that would.
I wanted Tomlin to grab him by the neck and like wrestling move on him. No, but guys, be honest with me. His first 3 plays of that game today honestly cost Pittsburgh the game. He was horrible.
I don't know what day you think it is today. But that was
It's
yesterday.
Friday.
Yeah. You've been referencing this evening like you've been pulling all-nighter or something like that.
Maybe I did, Pizzola. Maybe I did. I got a lot of problems in my life, but I'm going to tell you something. He made a bad 15-yard penalty for being a tool and poking a guy in the eyes. They had a huge play where he needed to pick up a block. He was horrible. He missed it so bad and then almost fumbled. Like Claypool, I used to love that guy. He's not good.
He's lucky he only got a 15-yard penalty for poking a guy in the eyes. You do that where I grew up, you get a butchie ball in the back.
I agree.
Like that. Poke a guy in the
they
eyes.
split your nuts in half. Like, come on, man. You live in Woodbridge.
Yeah, Rob from the mean streets of the Toronto suburbs.
The 99% Italian community that I grew up in the suburbs here. Yeah.
Hey, Pizzola, you see Koliakovo on TV tonight? That guy used to be my fantasy football partner.
It was last night, but yes.
Anyway, yeah, he's doing quite well with
I like Carlo. Carlo's been a great. Actually,
Carlo's a good guy. Actually, his brother Paulo is a really nice guy too. Great
family.
goalie.
His family is paisans with the Pizzolas. My grandfather, Angelo Pizzola, rest in peace. He was very good friends with Carlo's dad, who I believe was Fernando.
Great guy.
Fernando
Great guy.
Koliakovo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Know what those guys used to give me? Great sausages, man. Nobody makes Pat. I'm going to tell you, when they hang up those sausages like with strings and stuff, they're cutting them off. They're giving me a gift basket. And the best thing, Pizzola, were you there, Pat, that night of Camera 2 Drew's stag?
No, I was not. I just sent money. I think I won something.
It was
and
the
told me to give it back.
highest accomplishment of my life. I'm going there, and these guys from like Toronto firefighting and stuff, monsters, right? I go, I'm going to beat you guys. I want that prosciutto, and I want that booze. And I'm going to tell you, Pizzola, I lifted it out like on the cross, 2 minutes and 16 seconds. These guys did like a buck, whatever.
So it's the one where you have to hold the prosciutto out
yeah,
straight out
like,
in front of you.
Yeah, it's
Whoever
like 40 pounds. And I'm out of shape. But I just said,
But you had the will to win. You had the will to win that prosciutto.
Yes. Hey, Pat, who wants prosciutto and booze more than me?
No one.
No, nobody.
No.
Cam, do you remember my stag, Cam?
I loved your stag. Great food, Pizzola. What I loved about your wedding too? When you busted out the Metallica, I was like, this guy's on fire.
Did he play it himself? Was he
there was
shredding
like
with
our
Metallica?
dance.
There was
me and
like
my wife's
smoke.
dance.
There was
Yeah.
like smoke and stuff. It was so cool, Pat. I was like, whoa, man.
Yeah, me and my wife did our first dance to Nothing Else Matters at our wedding.
That's nice.
Was it the
That's
San
nice.
Francisco?
It was the
orchestra?
S&M orchestra version. Yes.
That's a very good version of that song.
I agree.
I
It is.
agree.
At my stag.
My wife had to walk out to "How Bizarre" by OMC, the instrumental
How
version.
bizarre.
How bizarre.
I haven't heard that song in 20 years. Amazing.
When it's the instrumental,
the last time
it sounds pretty classy though.
The last time I had sex with my girlfriend, you know what gets anybody in the mood? Sade. Lovers Rock. And I'm going to tell you, you can light the candles, you can get that tub going. I'm telling you, that stuff is magical. And I know you like metal, Pizzola, but
listen, I get it. You got to set
Sade's
the mood
nice.
sometimes, but
Yeah.
I find the music to be a little bit too distracting in that, then you're like kind of, I don't want to divulge too many details here because I have family members that watch this show.
I don't care.
It's a
if
little
your family
distracting when
members
you have to
watch it,
follow like a rhythm. I like to just do my own thing, if you know what
I
I mean.
agree.
You know?
Yeah, I don't give a
Oh,
shit. Those losers, the screaming trees. If you
Well, I don't want
wanna
to
have sex,
thrust
you wanna have
to
sex, right?
the rhythm of the snare or anything.
Well,
like that.
if you're not good with rhythms, it doesn't sound like you fuck on a waterbed very often.
No, I do not.
You need to get the rhythm of the waves, and then boom, you're in the money.
I hate
I had a waterbed
I hate
growing up.
waterbeds.
I attributed my back problems to the waterbed.
if you sleep on a waterbed, you're an idiot. Like, what are you, 19? Like, any adult, if you have a waterbed, you need help. I'm going to give you a talk.
I just have like an irrational fear of just waking up in a puddle, like the water came out and went everywhere.
It's
like
not that. You never get comfortable. It hurts your back. Like, waterbeds suck. Everyone's like, ooh, it's romantic. Hey, we're going to get a... No, waterbeds are the worst. They're for fucking turkeys. They're Pat, who's got a waterbed? What kind of adult?
Like I said, I when I was between the ages of like 9 and 17, I had a waterbed.
Exactly. That's 9 and 17. If you're over fucking 30 and you got a waterbed, I don't even want to know you.
I bet Cust probably has a waterbed.
That's way too scary for Cust.
He does sleep with the nightlight on. I know that.
Does he sleep with a nightlight?
Oh yeah.
What is he? 5 years old?
Yeah, basically. He's either 5 or 85, one of the two.
Holy shit, the dark crystal, like he's scared, like lights. Oh my god!
I believe if I recall listening to him, it was more so that if he had to get up in the night to get a water or something,
or go for a
keep your fucking bathroom light on, right? You don't need a light night in your room, like,
or you take the phone that's next to your bed,
torch,
and put on the flashlight, like every other human being on the planet. Rather than just leaving a light on. I think he's probably scared of the dark. Let's call it out for what it is. I think he's probably scared of the dark.
Well, I really like Cuss Pat, but some of the shit that I've been seeing lately, like, I don't even believe it. Like, if you think Big Turk and all these other candy bars are like, it's like, come on, Cuss, that's bullshit. Like, we've all eaten all this stuff. It's like, I know he wants to be different, right, Pizzola? Like, people like coconuts, maybe Bounty. But come on, like the stuff that he likes it's just shit. It's garbage.
He's very unusual with his preferences.
Right, Pat?
Listen, basically everything that his grandma liked 75 years ago is what he likes today. That's all
his grandmother was cooking grilled cheese with olive oil 75 years ago.
I fucking love grilled cheese and olive oil, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to eat fucking Big Turks and all that other shit that he talks about. Like, there's better candy bars out there, right?
Yes is the answer. Yes, a definitive yes.
Thank you.
Well, I have to go catch a flight, so Rob Pizzola, tell everyone about betstamp.app.
Yep. Check out the website. Just like Pat said, betstamp.app, or download it on your mobile device. There's a lot of great utilities for bettors in there, whether that be line shopping or pick tracking, or even just a marketplace where you can buy or sell picks and you buying from somebody who's not scamming you. So there's just a lot of great utilities on BetStamp. Please check it out and support the cause.
What if I want to be scammed? Where do I go then?
Yeah, where do we go to get scammed?
I don't want to promote the sites, but...
you know places? If I want to be scammed, you can hook me up.
Excellent.
If you want to get scammed, I'm sure I can find a scam that's right up your alley, Pat.
Okay, well, that's not bad. If people want to bet the UFC this weekend, highly recommend you check out Paul and Cody on the Dog or Pass podcast up on Mayo Media Network right now. Video version's up on the YouTube page. You can check it out on Fight Network in Canada, and you can just search it on Spotify or Apple and go get it there. Cam, sportsgrid.com. Tell us what you got going on this weekend.
I'm going to be honest with you, Pat. I think you're fantastic. I'd love to do more stuff with you. Yeah, I work for Sports Grid. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been a really crazy week, man. These guys are beating me down. I've done a lot of shows, but I'm going to say this. Sunday afternoon, live bets. Me and Kevin Walsh, the Irish kid from Brooklyn. We're going to break it all down. Pizzola, I got another one for you. I just found out this week they're sending me to the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very nice.
That's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And you know what? I can't wait to go. Remember me and Morency when we went to the national championship game? Where it's like, hey, we're taking the fucking over. What was it? Florida versus Oklahoma. Richard Gardner called back. You idiots. I
do remember that. I was actually with Richard when he was talking to you on the phone. Is that the night
I was okay? Morency was worse than me. I'm good drunk.
Where were you sleeping on like some sort of crate in Mississippi? Am I like misremembering a different story?
No. Short story, Pat. I know you got to catch a flight. We went to a Mississippi State LSU game, right? We've been partying for 4 days straight. So I was wasted. I'm doing shots, doing whatever. I go pass out on a pallet. Like, you know, those pallets that, from Costco, they lift them
skid?
up and stuff. Yeah. Skids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to have a quick little nap, right? These kids come up here. It's like, pew, 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 pew. And they start chucking rocks at me. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just like sleeping on the skid. They go, who the hell is this redheaded guy with blonde eyebrows and shit? And Renzi's like, hey, yeah, that's Cam or whatever. These guys, Pizzola, it was crazy. Mississippi State, LSU, it's a dry community. You can't even bring booze into these games. We're like, fuck this shit. We're going to a bar. You get my drift?
I get your drift. Yeah.
No, thanks.
All right. That will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. I will let everyone.
I'm sorry, Pat. No. I got a lot of things going on.
You are good, Cam. I just got to get out of here. I got to make sure that I had to do all the work to get preparation for the flight, arrange my drive. So I got to go make sure that I get to it right now. I'll be back Saturday with the injury report, a new Cust Corner coming out on Monday, and then Jake and I, and then Cust, myself, and Jeff will be back with football picks next week. Everyone, good luck in Week 14, play in the Listeners League, and smash the like button to the episode. Well, subbing to the YouTube channel, Mayo Media Network. Thank you very much. I will see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!